really been held up by the previous Filipino president, Rodrigo Duterte, who wanted the Philippines to be much closer to China and sought much better relations with Beijing, and therefore blocked any new deal with the US on the military alliance. Now that President Marcos is in power here, he has pushed ahead quite quickly to approve this deal, and that's been a bit of a surprise. But there's opposition here in the Philippines from left-wing parties and groups. They have said this is a return of the imperialist power and that it's always been an unequal relationship between the Philippines and the United States, and that it's a sort of return to the past, and so they are absolutely against it. Obviously, China does not like this, and there have been a number of editorials in Chinese newspapers in recent days accusing the United States, of leading the Philippines into a trap. And I think that signifies that China is blaming the United States for this and saying to the Philippines government, look, don't be led down this path. We want to be friends.
Not everyone has welcomed the news. Those opposed accuse the US of pushing their problems onto others, and they're not keen on getting involved.
Filipinos do not need additional American troops and facilities in the country. It will only serve to increase the tensions in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait.
It is not about permanent basing, but it is a big deal.
A big deal for world power.
The U.S. is pushing back with the deal to access 4 bases in the Philippines, part of a mutual defense treaty, another American toehold on China's doorstep.
Our goal is and always has been to promote greater security and stability throughout the region.
In response, China's foreign ministry accused the U.S. of raising tensions and urged countries in the region to avoid being compromised by the United States.
The United States military is moving into the Philippines. For the first time in 3 decades, large numbers of US troops will have access to 4 Filipino bases and effectively set up camp on China's doorstep. That's on top of 5 locations already agreed to under a 2014 bilateral defence deal. US Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin wasn't afraid to name names.
We discussed concrete actions to address destabilizing activities in the waters surrounding the Philippines, including the West Philippine Sea. And we remain committed to strengthening our mutual capacities to resist armed attack. That's just part of our efforts to modernize our alliance.
It is aggravating regional tension and jeopardizing regional peace and stability. Countries in the region should stay alert and avoid being coerced by the US.
A joint statement also mentioned being able to better respond to other shared challenges, seen as a reference to Beijing's increasing confidence. It caps off a flurry of activity by Washington in the Indo-Pacific.